109. For the new moon session, Thursday, May 25th. Hey, Nelly.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Do you remember when I specifically asked to only share the text only doc with the text only people? Nelly, what are you doing? Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
Are you distracted or something else?
The text document, Abdul is going to make it.
Well, I know that was my question. My question was, do you remember when I had asked you that we wanted to be really careful to not share all of the voice information with the text only people? Are you distracted? Are you doing something else?
Oh, I thought you asked me to ask Abdul to make the document.
Yeah, but you also sent to the global group, like you sent all the people who are text only, the live full moon session. So
yes.
Yeah, but so anyway, the goal is we want to try to keep it all separate. Otherwise, it gets really confusing, right? So
okay.
We want to separate the voice communications from the text only communications, so that the people who are doing the text only communications are only doing the text only.
When I sent the document, it was before you told me that. Before you tell me that.
Well,
I'm sorry about that.
I don't know if that's true, but it doesn't matter either way. The point is that I'm just saying that let's just do our best to try to keep it clear. One thing that I could do is I could say, we do the text group for text only. So I guess it would be like Lucy and Abdul and Nelly. And I could put myself here too. So this would be text only. Okay, so do we have that doc set up? Like we understand we need three docs.
Yes.
We have the other doc set up?
Uh-huh.
And where's that?
We have the one from Abdul, and then we have the one for audio and video. And then we have the one for the blank one that you were going to open.
Oh, I'm making that one?
You said it was just going to be a blank one.
Well, I mean, it's not going to be blank. It's going to start blank. It's just going to have the links to the other 2 documents. Do you want me to make it?
Okay.
Did you want me to make it? Okay, well, I have like 10 other things I'm trying to do simultaneously. What are you working on?
Mm-hmm. That other document.
You're working on the other document? I thought you just said that I was going to do that.
Oh, God.
So
Didn't you just ask me to do it?
Am I making it or are you making it?
I'm making it.
You're making it. Okay. Okay, cool. So, yeah, I'm working on trying to get the agenda together and all the other recordings and, of course, the budget and like 10 other things. So, let's see here. Go back to this one.
It's going to be like Newman session notes.
This is good. It's the new moon session for the
new document is going to be like the Newman session notes.
It'll be like the master notes, right? So it'll have the link to the other 2 notes. The links to the other 2 notes. Yeah. So it'll be however many sessions and documents we do during the entire moon session will all be documented there.
Got it.
Yes.
All right, now we have the links for the other ones.
Oh my God, I love your text message sound.
All right, it's done. Let me share it with you, okay? Give me just 1 second. Shall I share it with the other ones also?
No. Just share them the text only document. We only want them on the text only document because that's the doc that they need to focus on. So we just want to link that doc at the top of this doc, right? So the new moon, Thursday, May 25th. Right? That's right here. See that? You see that right there at the top? Should I share my screen? Am I screen sharing? Oh, look, it's James. Hey, James.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes, hi guys. Okay. Sorry I've been late. I'm still working. in on my way to the house to connect my phone.
That's all good. We're still getting started. So yeah, we're still getting everything set up and put together here. So this is the text only. So Nelly, did you disappear? Nelly, did you disappear? Perfect. Ames, are you there? Is anybody there? Hello?
Hello, I'm still here.
Okay, great. Cool. So James, do you want to help out with any of the positions?
Sorry, I'm having trouble with maintenance because that storm is coming.
Wow.
Yeah, big storm.
So Nelly, cool. So basically the first step here is like we got everything going pretty well. And now it's a matter of just organizing the session. So right now the question is who wants to do what tasks. I put you on the runner role, so you would help out with you would be like the runner guide for the other one.
Of course.
And this would help the text only session as well. And so I would be the main facilitator. Would be Jay, and then you would be helping as the runner guide for the text only. Okay. And I can do notes, timekeeper. James, do you want to help with timekeeping or video indexing?
Sure.
I can do really.
I didn't
Hello.
quite hear that, James.
Yeah, okay. I can do the video indexing.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
And Nelly said she would help some with that too. But Nelly, I want you to focus on the text-only session, and we want to. The first part of that is making sure all the positions are clear, right? So there's no positions, just the guide. You don't have to worry about any of the video indexing because there's no video indexing, or you don't have to worry about notes.
Okay.
So it's just really, making sure you have the timekeeping, and then from there, once that's done, they can go into check-ins. And we might want to do some communication support if we were able to, but yeah. So anyways, I think that's pretty good for now. So why don't we start our check-ins and see what we can do with our stuff. And then Nelly, you just want to keep us in the loop as they do their check-ins and let us know how things are going in the text-only session.
Okay, sure.
And then we, the three of us, can always choose to stop the voice session and go into the text-only session if we wanted to. Okay, so I'll start checking in. I'm doing pretty well. It's a lot going on. I'm still a little behind. And trying to catch up with the overall priorities. But everything's still going in the right direction, which is exciting. So yeah, that's pretty much me. And I'm always excited about the natural time cycles, and the new moon is just a great beginning. And the new moon is the beginning of the Selene month. So it'll take a few months, but eventually we will be synchronizing with the moon calendar. Maybe we'll make that a topic today.
Okay. So I'll go next. I'm excited about looking things, advancing, getting into shape here at work, and I like how we get organized. I'm doing good. So my dad is here, and I think I'm going to see him later. So overall, I feel I am like a 6 today.
Oh yeah, I'm a 6 as well.
Yeah.
I think I'm next. So me today I'm doing actually very well. My cold is actually subsiding. I've been to the hospital. I was going to see my grandfather who is still in the hospital. So I'm still actually walking on my way to the house. Great, I'm feeling great that today I can attend the session. And it feels good to be back, For me today I'm a 7.
So Nelly, we want to make sure that Abdul and Lucy and you are checking in on the text-only session.
Yes.
If you guys are done with the positions, you want to do that. So James, you were saying you're feeling great that today I can, what was it?
Saying that I feel great that today I was able to understand the session. I'm feeling great. My body is improving. And I went to see my grandfather, and he's doing okay in the hospital. So that's good news.
Cool.
I'm a 7 for that reason. Yeah.
Awesome. Very, very good. Very, very good. So just checking in quickly on the text-only session. The runner guide is Nelly. The support guide should be Abdul. And everyone should go ahead and check in. So Nelly, you would want to check in. Abdul wants to check in. Lucy would check in. You can also do an I am here. Yeah. You know how to do that, Nelly? The I'm here?
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. All right, so as far as our text-only session, SJ can write in the text-only session. Great. So as far as our voice session, what I have here is, oh wait, how long do you guys have? I have, at least a few hours, 2 to 3 hours. Nelly?
I have like 4 hours.
James, how long do you have? I guess we lost James. So basically, how long do you have, James? I can't hear James. All right, so the plan overall is basically like to, do the new new moon session for a while for voice, right? And then like have the text. And then if we wanted to, we could stop and do some text only. That's definitely an option. And then also we would eventually stop and switch to the Andromeda session when we're done with the new moon session. So I think that's pretty much it. As far as desired out, are there any other questions on the plan or how long we have? I didn't get James, but I think he's not. His voice isn't coming through. So with the desired outcomes, I just have like finalizing the budget for the month, slowing down, stepping back, getting clear on our goals and responsibilities, who's doing what. Does that sound good? In our topics, I just have budget, and maybe we could talk about the selling calendar switch. Hello, anyone there?
Yes.
Any other topics?
Sorry, I was writing my checking.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if with them we are going to check budget.
Yeah, we definitely want to go through the budget.
Okay.
So you guys can start
budget,
doing the
calendar.
topic.
Let me check what else we need to check. Budget, calendar, and priority task, main responsibilities.
Cool. Yeah, I think that sounds good for the text only. It's just like the budget and the responsibilities.
Yes.
Great. And for us, we'll check in on the selling calendar switch, but we don't need to do that in the text only because that would be difficult, if not impossible. Okay?
Okay.
Well, and why don't we just do that first? So do these topics sound good to everybody? Any other topics? I think if we have time, it would be good to like maybe like review the previous full moon session. And also like our plan for the month would be good as well.
Yes.
For the moon month. Cool.
And perhaps a planning for the following full moon, new moon.
Yeah, so that would include the full moon.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so let's go into the next topic, which would be the calendar switch. So just really briefly on the calendar switch. Basically what's going to happen is right now we're using the Gregorian calendar, right? And we do all of our main from, we do Sunday to Saturday, right? In June and July, towards the end of July, the Gregorian calendar, the Saturday, Sunday will sync. So in end of June/July, the Gregorian and Selene calendars will sync on a weekly basis, right? And then we're gonna
Mhm.
switch over to the Selenium calendar at that point, and that's gonna include all of our budgeting. So this will include our budgeting and our payroll, right? So we're gonna be paying people on a weekly basis based on the based on the moon cycles.
Mhm.
And that's going to happen in about the end of July or July, end of June or so. So that'll be exciting to do that switchover. It's going to take a little work. We're going to have to work a lot on the calendars and scheduling. We're going to need help from like Zilu and other people to take that on. So this would be like a major responsibility. We can add this to our responsibilities list.
Okay. I'm on it.
So did the text only session get agreement on the topics? Or is there anything else that they wanted to add? Nelly?
Oh, you already got it there.
Nelly?
No, I think we are. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. I think those are the ones.
What did you ask? Did you ask them if there was anything else they wanted to add to the topics and if there's agreement on the topics?
Okay. Give me just 1 second.
Cool. And then James, is James here at all? And are there any other questions on the selling calendar switch? No questions?
Hello.
Hey, there you are, James.
I'm here.
Great. Did you have any other questions on the selling calendar switch?
No. I'm comfortable with the plan.
Cool. Excellent. Excellent.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. So yeah, so I think we're ready to go into the budget. Let's not talk about the switching calendars here. That would be really confusing.
Okay.
Cool. Awesome. All right, so let's go into the budget. The budget's something we're going to be doing in both sessions at the same time. So here's the link to the full moon budget. And the main task here is we have a task to update the full team budget tab. Oops. Hey James, are you able to see my screen? Nelly, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Cool. So the task, the first task, we want to update the full team budget tab based on everybody's personnel docs.
Okay.
And I think that's kind of where we got to start, because without that, we can't really have a budget.
Okay, I'm on it.
We'll make sure that Abdul and Lucy are helping. We should all do it together. So don't do that by yourself. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Yeah, we're all doing it together. It's like a group team project.
Okay. So let's go first with James. Okay.
Well, I think each person
So-
can do one at a time.
Their
Like,
own?
we don't all need to do James. Someone could do James, and someone could work on me, and someone could work on other people simultaneously.
Okay. So okay, here in text, you can tell me where in which one you want to work, and later we will review. Okay. So here we have Abdul. Who you like to work? In which ones would you like to work? Abdul?
Abdul's not here. He's in the text only session.
Yes. Okay. Okay, this is hard. And James. Let's just enjoy it. James. This. Work on Abdul's.
Hey James, do you understand the task?
Abdul's Ulysses.
James?
Abdul's
Are you still there?
Ulysses.
Hello, James?
James? James.
I guess we lost James again.
James. Could you please work on Zulu and Nelly Zulu and Nelly's all work on Ana Clara's and Jorge's. And Jay can work with Isaac So Jay, you can work with Isaac's and yours. Is that okay?
Sure. I'll try.
Yep.
I'll probably work on some of the other ones too. But yeah.
Thanks. Okay. Okay, let's work with Ana Clara.
Hopefully we get Isaac, Ana Clara, or Jorge, someone else to come too, so that we can help update theirs.
Okay. Okay. Ana Clara, where are you, Ana Clara? Ana Clara, here you are. So very.
I don't think I actually have a personnel file. That's interesting.
So
That would be a task. And Nelly, we still need to explain to you the new system for the budgeting proposal, like the request. So when you have a minute, let me know. I can explain it to you.
sure.
Are you ready now?
Yes, give me just 1 second. Let me finish this.
Oh yeah, just take your time. No hurries.
Thank you. In your request, what should we write?
For who? For Jorge? Well,
For-
Jorge doesn't have.
For Ana Clara,
So
the ideal?
the request and the lowest would be the same until people change it.
Okay, request and the lowest. Okay. All right. So let's go with. Oh no, I did. Okay, sorry. This was Ana Clara's. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. I was doing Jorge's. Okay, tell me about it now.
So basically, everybody will have their lowest amount and they'll have their ideal amount, and then the request is for this month, and that it would be kind of in between, like the request for the month, right? And so basically, the request is somewhere in between the ideal and the lowest, and it gives us a little bit of flexibility, you know? So if we can't meet the request in the budget, then we can reduce it to the lowest without having to like get rid of the person. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So it creates a little more flexibility.
Yes.
And I think people understand it better too, because it's like there's the ideal and there's the lowest that you're willing to work for, and then there's like what you're requesting. And if we can't meet the request, then there can be a little flexibility.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now Isaac. I think I'm going to do James's because I think he is not here. Oh, he's here, but he's not working in the ones he was supposed to work. Oh, he's working on them. Yes.
Nice.
Seal and Ellis. Okay. Yeah, he's working on them.
Okay,
all right.
I'm gonna work on
So-
Isaac's for a little while.
Okay. And I'm going to work Um, I think I'm gonna work on mine. Yeah, I think James is not there, so I'm going to do his.
Okay, I'll see what I can do with Isaac.
Yeah.
Isaac is really confusing because he just hasn't been here for over a week or two. I mean, it's just like, oh my goodness. Or not a week or two, but like all week, you know?
Okay. Okay, I'm going to do the other ones because I think they are not doing them, so I'm just gonna do them. So Ulysses, where are you, Ulysses? Ulysses. I can't find him.
And remember to make them green when they're complete.
Julie. Okay, I'm gonna do Julie. Ideal 5. Requested 4. Okay, I'm going to do Lucy's now. Okay, Lucy, where are you,
Julie
Lucy?
definitely updated hers.
Hmm?
So we want to check on Julie's. So this would be from Wednesday. Sonic session.
Oops.
So can you update Julie's? Here, I'm gonna copy and paste it. So this would be Julie's here. I asked them to update the profiles, but obviously they didn't. There's like so many tasks, Nelly, that I just say and we put on the task list, but then it never happens, you know? And people say that they kind of understand it, but it's like, I don't know if people even understand it. It's very kind of frustrating. But anyway, so I'll put it here is under budget, right? So I've just posted Julie. So it's 500, 450, and 400. So if you could update, so we need to update Julie's personnel file. Did you get that?
No.
So now
Where?
I'm just saying,
Okay.
like,
Okay.
Julie's personnel file
okay.
is wrong, and it needs to be updated to this.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I will update it. All right. I'm on it.
And remember to put them in green when they are complete.
Sure. Julie, where are you, Julie? Here you are. Actually, Julie is updated.
Oh, so then how did you get the numbers wrong then?
500. Oh, it's 5.
You put 500, 400,
yeah,
400.
Okay. 450, yeah.
You put
Oh,
500, 400, 400. And I changed it to 450.
Sorry. Give me just 1 second. Lowest 400. 450. Lucy 450. Can I change mine?
Yeah.
Sure, I'm gonna change it.
Just in terms of like the requests and the lowest, right?
Yeah.
So that's a new thing. And doesn't it make a lot more sense? It kind of makes it clearer how we're requesting what we want in between our ideal and our lowest, and our lowest is like what we would, the minimum that we'd be willing to do until we would basically leave if we can't do that. Cool.
Yeah.
So that is excellent. We're getting really close here. Isaac's, I think I'm just going to leave like that because I don't know what else to do for his. I guess I could put the request. So the request is like ridiculous, bro.
I cannot find mine anymore.
That happens.
Oh, I am there.
So I think James, we're gonna have to switch James over to the text only session because he doesn't seem to be here anymore. So
No, he's not here.
James.
I will do.
So let's work this on this a little more. We might want to all switch to the text only session. Nelly, if if no one else gets on, if Jorge and Ana Clara or Isaac or something get on here at 2 o'clock, then it would make sense for us to stay in the in the voice.
Let me do James's. Okay, I will do James. 350. 350. 350. Oh. $350. Okay, all right, all done.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Jorge, how's
Hi,
it going?
Hi, Jay.
Welcome,
Hi.
welcome to the new moon session.
Thank you.
Nice. So Jorge is joining us at 2 o'clock. So do you want to check in?
Sure.
Great.
Sure. I arrived like 5 minutes ago and had a busy morning, and I'm ready. And I'm feeling like 7.
Cool. Well, we are working on the budget
Okay.
for the full team, and this is the new moon session. So we started like in about an hour ago. We have 2 simultaneous sessions going on. One is with me, you, and Nelly, and we're doing the voice session, right? And then there's also a simultaneous text only session going on with the rest of the global team. And we might, if we choose to, we could switch to all do text only, but for now we have the 2 sessions happening simultaneously.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're working on the budget. So we're updating the budget. The main thing to understand on the budget is that the new switch is that for everybody there is a change where it's basically you have your lowest amount and then you have your ideal, right? And then everybody makes a request for the month. And so your request is a little more flexible. It's like if we can't meet your request, we can still potentially go down to your lowest, unless your lowest and your request are the same. And then if we can add it to the budget, we can make the request higher towards the ideal. So it creates more flexibility.
Okay.
Yeah, and so that's the only thing that we're changing. And then we're going to see if we can finalize or at least move towards getting the budget all finalized, which would be good.
All right. Okay, so should I start working with someone, or we're just updating Julie's budget right now?
Julie's is done. We're working on other people's. I mean, you could start with your own to make sure your own is correct, because there's been a lot of questions with yours, and we haven't. I don't know if we actually even finalized it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna check mine and then paste it right here under Julie's file, right?
Well, you want to update your personnel profile, and then we want to update the actual budget.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I have here for James, I have 350. Okay, cool. Oh, wow, it's 350 ideal. Wow. So, Nelly?
Yes.
Can you confirm with James that his ideal, his request, and his lowest are all the same?
Yes.
Cool. And maybe Abdul can help with that too.
connect my computer. Okay. Do, 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 do.
How's yours going, Natalie?
I think we are finished.
With yours?
Oh, no.
Okay, so let's focus on yours. Lucy
Okay.
is also incorrect. We have an update on Lucy, so we need to update Lucy's personnel profile because obviously it's wrong. So if someone can update Lucy's personnel profile as well, that would be great.
I try to, but I don't see. Give me just 1 second. Let me check. Where the
So it's 630 and 550. So it's 1,100, 630 and 550.
one that. Okay. Lucy's. Let me update that. Okay. So it's going to
I just
be.
updated Lucy in the actual budget. But if you can update her personnel profile, that would be great.
Okay, of course, I'm on it. 550. Okay, it's going to be lowest. 550. 550. Okay, and this is going to be 100. Okay, updated in
make sure her ideal is updated as well for 1,100.
Yes, it's updated as well.
At the
Okay,
bottom,
already
at the
in
bottom
green.
of her profile.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So we're almost green on all of this. Very exciting. Making progress. Did you hear back from Abdul or James about his line?
about from them. Let me see. James Dixon. You guys should.
How's yours going, Jorge?
Mine is just the same. It's ideal 400, request 300, and lowest 300.
So you're gonna keep it all the same?
Yeah, I'll keep it the same.
Okay. And as far as the hours go, are you changing your hours at all? Is it all still 10 hours? Are you changing it to 15 hours or?
Well, I could change to 15 hours, but I would like to increase it at least in. Well, I like to increase it if it's 15 hours weekly, 350. But
So
that would be where on lowest or request?
Well, your lowest would be the lowest amount you're willing to do there, which would include both the lowest hours and the lowest amount.
Right. So that would be the same, and request would be 350 or 300.
So if you wanted to increase the hours, like you could do 15 hours and 350 could be your request.
Okay. So that'll be it.
Perfect. All right, so it sounds like we got Jorge done. So this would be request is equal to 15 hours per week and lowest equal to
That's right.
and your ideal is 15 hours per week, right, as well? Cool.
So we have to divide the ideal. We have to sum the ideal. No, yeah, and the ideal and the lowest and divide it between two.
No, they're all totally independent of each other. So the lowest is the lowest number, the ideal is the ideal number, and then the request is just whatever you're requesting for this month, which should be between the ideal and the lowest. So it doesn't need to be divided. It's basically just like the lowest is the lowest you're willing to work for, right? The lowest amount of hours, the lowest amount of pay, and then the ideal is like what you want, and then the request is like this is what I would like for this month. This is what I'm requesting. But if you're requesting something that you might be willing to take a little less based on your lowest, or you would want more based on the ideal.
So I think I'm checked. Let me check. I think I'm already checked. The one that is going to work is request, right?
What?
The one that is going to work is request, right?
I don't understand. The one that is what?
Like the one which is going to be approved?
Yes.
Well, we don't know what's going to be approved. People's lowest might not even be approved.
Okay.
We don't know.
Yes.
We got to fit it all into the budget. You know, so right now it's just a matter of like at least knowing what people's lowest rate would be, what their request is, and what their ideal is, so that then we can consider how we are going to fit it all into the budget.
Okay.
So, and I think you're the oh wait, James, did we ever confirm with James? I guess he's just gone.
He's just gone.
Okay, So I guess James.
Hello.
Oh, James, hi. We wanted to confirm that you were doing 350 for your ideal, your request, and your lowest, that it's all the same amount.
Okay, but can I really change it for now?
What? You can change. It would be like your ideal, your request, and your lowest, right?
Okay. So can I move the figure towards the jurisdictional jurisdictional pay?
You mean you can change it to
Maybe
however you want to.
towards.
Let's pull up your. Let's see here. This would be James's online James's online personnel profile. And so your jurisdiction is $600 per month. And for April, May, you requested at 180. For May, June, you requested 150. And then for June, July, you requested 350 full time. And your ideal pay is 350, yeah. So you're saying you want to keep the request and the lowest the same and just raise the ideal?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, you can do that if you want to. It doesn't really affect the budget in the short term. Okay, so I think with that, we're ready to move forward. Let me just double check with Isaac, 600 there, and is there anything else that we need to do? I think I might be able to quickly check on, let's see, I think Steve filled it out. So his ideal is 2,400. So let's add Steve briefly. This would be Rico, Steve. So Steve's ideal is 2,400. And he would request 600. 600, let's just say 0. Oops. Okay, does all this look correct? Are we all basically in agreement? Like, so wait, actually, let's do Nelly briefly. So James, we're basically raising yours to 600 for the ideal, and then everything else is the same. That's pretty minor. So then let's just focus on Nelly, and then we'll just finalize with everybody, and then we are done.
Yes, I'm linking all the online profiles to here. Okay.
I would prefer you not. I did already link the personnel support HR doc, which has all the online personnel profiles already.
Oh, you don't want me to link the to the full team budget?
Oh, you're linking to the full team budget. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I thought you were linking it to the notes. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so
No.
I'm gonna look at Nelly again. Let's check out Nelly. So if I go to Nelly, June, July, up to 666 for part-time, 20 hours. And your ideal is 1,500. So Nelly, you're gonna keep it the same. So your request and your lowest is gonna be the same. And then your ideal is 1,500.
Yeah. Actually, I lower my ideal to 1,200. I mean,
It's your ideal is 1,200. It says here on your profile that it's 1,500, so I should lower it on your profile to 1,500. To 1,200.
Yeah, next month I can change it.
Yeah, you can always change it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the ideal pay, and so ideal is full time, right?
Mhm.
Full time.
Yes, full time. 30 hours.
Lowest is equal to Okay. All right, so I'm going to make yours green now as well. And so the only ones that we're leaving yellow are Anna Clara and Isaac.
Yes. Did any of them checked in?
No,
No.
they did not check in. Okay, so I think that we're looking good. So are there any last things? And Nelly, can you ask the text only team as well if there's any last questions or anything on the upfront pay rates
Sure.
and the requests and the lowest, and that otherwise we're going to move on to the next step, which is basically, you know, making decisions about the budget itself. Well, it's specifically on each individual's pay rate. Does that make sense, Nelly?
Yes.
And this should be documented in the text only notes. So the question is, for the upfront pay rates, is everybody, you know, agreeing that this is correct? And then this will be fixed. This won't change. And then we need to start figuring out the budget. You can already see here that under the requested, if we gave everybody the requested amount, we would be $2,230 short of our budgeted amount.
Yes. To that. Well. But
The other thing that I'm going to add in here, because it's just that important, and this would be, you know, local RICO. This would be the professional ops budget, US, and this would be the question mark. Local is the local HQ. 1,500. Oh, I can go less than that. All right, so this would be like the first round here, as far as like, you know, paying people what they need, or what they more closer to what they requested. I mean, I lowered it a little bit, but you know, it still is like, yeah. So if we go further and lower it down to people's minimums, right? You can see if that where that leaves us as well. So that still leaves us $1,430 short. Okay, so this is where the difficult questions come in terms of like, well, what do we do here, and how do we cut an additional $1,430 in the budget, right? And I mean, I think truthfully, the you know, well, let's make some notes on this because I think it's good to document this. So basically, we finalized all the proposals, right? And now we are looking at, you know, the actual budget. You know, what can we do? And we see that we're short about 1,000. $430. The other thing that I'll just throw out there is if we take the 4,340 and subtract my pay, we get $2,890, so about $3,000, which is, you know, the budget that we had from before. And that's basically spending the entire money that we're getting for the month. And if you add in Zulu, it is the entire budget, right? So let's go back to here. So the total for the monthly budget is equal to about $3,000, which is the total we are getting. Okay. All right. So the question is, you know, are we doing $3,000 of work? You know, and it's not $3,000 of work. Obviously, we're getting $3,000 of work. The question is, are we getting $3,000? Is it $3,000 of value to complete the work within the deliverables? Right. So, I mean, the first thing that I would say is just like, you know, on some things we're doing all right, like the value tracking and stuff like that. But on other things, for example, the finances, we just don't even have the right people. Right, so we're getting paid $1,500, right, in the budget for the finance agreement and the finance responsibilities. So does that make sense?
Yes.
So I mean, I would say that, you know, based on this $3,000, currently we're not hitting the mark on the $3,000 of value to complete the work. So in the context of like, you know, half of the money is supposed to be going to our finance responsibilities at this point with our new budget, and I just don't see that happening. I mean, would you guys agree with that statement?
Well, I guess that the right one to say that would be you, because you are like more aware about everything that's going on in the background. And so yeah, I guess that if you like you say so, yeah, we will follow through. I mean, it's good. It's fine for me if you say that.
So do you agree with it?
Yeah, sure, I agree with that.
So we have $900 for value tracking, which I think is going good. I think this is going very, very good, right? So, and this is per month. And we now have budgeted $1,500 per month for finance responsibilities, right? And so I think this is where the problem comes in right now. Like this is our biggest problem area. And I think this is where we're pretty good on, right? So, but the bottom line, I think, is that generally speaking, that we need to make cuts. I mean, we just have to cut. And the question is, how are we going to cut and what we're going to cut? And coming to agreement on it. So I guess that would be the first proposal. So the proposal would be, agree we have to move forward with cutting people out of budget for June/July. And then maybe we could bring them in future months, but it's not going to be easy. So Jay, I put yes. Hey, Nelly, James. And let's make sure this proposal, Nelly, is also proposed over to the text-only session. Nelly, are you there?
No, I don't think Nelly's there. She disappeared.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop this over here. All right, so how about you, Jorge? How do you want to vote?
I would say yes.
Okay.
But I don't know. I propose that we should cut like in just running a few numbers would be like 8% each. Like from the desired, from the I was just checking the requested, and like cut like 8% each, and there will be
Okay,
enough to cover, I guess.
well, I think we're missing a point here. So if you go back to the budget, can you see my screen? Can you see my screen, Jorge?
Yes, I'm on your screen, and I'm also on the spreadsheet.
So here we have the request. The request is $2,820 short of the budget, right?
Yep.
If we go down to the draft budget right here for the team budget, we get $1,430, right? So that would be with the number that I'm talking about, which is already the lowest for everybody, except for me.
Okay.
And Steve.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
So that makes sense. Like, so we can't cut more than somebody's lowest, and so that comes to the proposal. Which the proposal is that the only way to move forward would be to actually cut people, like actual people, as opposed to just amounts. So we're in agreement on that?
All right. Yes, I'm in agreement on that.
Okay, so I think we have agreement on that. I wonder what they're voting over here. Let's see. So Abdul's a yes. That's good. So let's see. Is Lucy still here? Let's see. Lucy's still here. Is Lucy still here? Let's write things. It's not. So it is just Lucy we are waiting on. Okay, so the next question is how. Let's look at some options of how we would cut. So how to cut people, right? So one option is cut based on team budget and basically not deal with it in the full team. So this would be like, look based on budget. And then the other one would be to cut based on ranking. And then also we could just cut, and then there's two types of ranking. There's like HR ranking, and then there's also contribution ranking, right? And we can also cut based on other factors. So on the team budget, so you have the Andromeda team, right? And then there's the Sonic team. So we know that the Sonic team is way over budget. So we could think about that. And then the Andromeda team is also somewhat over budget. So, or we could just skip the team rankings, just go based just directly on HR and contribution rankings. So if we go to the team rankings, then there's like, more questions here in terms of like looking at each of the team budgets and how that would relate and how the budgets would be factored and changed. And then the HR rankings would be, just to like make sure it's clear. HR rankings, Ana Clara is at the bottom, and on the work time rankings, Ana Clara is also on the bottom.
Okay.
So that's important to note. So Ana Clara is on the bottom, and then Ana Clara is on the bottom. So if we do both, because Ana Clara would obviously, for the full team, would be a clear potential cut. But that's only $500. So it's still only how much of that? Let's see. So go to the full team budget. It's still only 1/3 of the cuts that would need to be made. So let's look at the next one. So we go to the next one. The next person on the ranking is Zilu. Zilu's kind of like safe bet though. And then we have James, Julie, and then you. Lucy also voted yes, right? So then let's see how like let's see how to cut people. Ideas on how to cut people. So what do you think in terms of, so let's see what it looks like if we do Ana Clara. That leaves 930. It's a much more reasonable number. So how about, what else do you think, Jorge, as far as our options here?
Well, you say that on the ranking, then the Clara is less in work and hours, correct?
On the HR ranking and the contribution ranking, she's at the bottom.
Okay.
So I'm just like, just mentioning that. So then from there, it goes like Zilu, James, Julie, and then Jorge, right, would be on the contribution. So Zilu, James, Julie, Jorge. Oh, the other thing is cut based on buddy teams, right? Cut based on buddy teams. Wow, that's insane. Oh, okay. So, I mean, technically I just remembered that we're actually doing the budget completely wrong. Like the budget's supposed to be done based on buddy teams, right?
Yes.
And we just did it all based on individuals. So that would be the next step here, is updating it for the buddy teams. I think that's not a bad idea. So let's go ahead and duplicate this. So this would be for
Emily's back.
Hey,
I'm back.
How's it going?
Sorry.
So we are dealing with the tough questions right now. So basically, we're looking at the options for. Okay, so the proposal. Let's go back to the proposal. So the proposal on the table was, and the proposal so far has passed. The proposal is to agree that we have to move forward with the cutting people out of the budget for June and July.
Wow.
Do you vote? You're ready to vote on that? And I can give you some background for this. So we're $1,500 short. It's about $1,430 short, based on everyone's lowest. That's after we get rid of the requests. That just based on the lowest, bottom figures. It's $1,430, and so the total that we're bringing in is $3,000 for the EXA client, and that's the total that we have pretty much in the budget, right? So the question is, you know, are we getting $3,000 of value based on the people who are currently here? And my answer to that personally is no. And my rationale for that is that, you know, we have $900 a month for value tracking. And I think we're doing really good on that, right?
Yes.
But we have, for our new arrangement, we're going to have $1,500 a month for the finance responsibilities, which are immense. I mean, you know all about the finance responsibilities. And I just don't think we're even close to meeting those responsibilities. And that's a big problem. So we need, so I'm not necessarily even sure that we have the right people, you know? So that's, I think, justification for the idea that we need to all agree that we need to move forward with cutting people out of the budget for June and July. And I voted yes, Jorge voted yes, James voted yes, Abdul voted yes, and Lucy voted yes, and now you're the only one who hasn't voted.
I think it's important because we are too many people. And yes, it's important.
Okay, I don't know if we're too many people. I don't know if I would agree with that. It's because I think we actually need more people. But we're just,
yeah, we need more people, but we don't have the budget.
Well, we need to get new people involved, right? So, so that we can meet the financial responsibilities and agreements and all that stuff. And so we can talk about like the budget more. But the idea of the budget is you have the team budget for the budget that the team controls, and then you have the public accountability budget, which is the budget the public controls, right? So we do have a budget to hire some new people because we need to, including the local person, right?
Yes.
But it's yeah, it's a little different. So let's say we took out. All right. So then the other things. Let's look at some of these other things. So now we're into the discussion on how do we actually cut.
Hey
people?
guys, I'm connected.
Oh, hey, Ana
So
Clara.
sorry for being late.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Hi.
You want to check in, Ana Clara?
I don't know if I'm interrupting anything. If you wish to continue, I will check in later. I don't know.
Well, I would love you to check in now. I mean, if you want to, you know.
Okay. Well, I'm doing fine. I just came home from the doctor and ready to work. I don't have any much to tell you guys. So.
Do you have a number between 0 and 9?
Sorry.
Do you have a number between 0 and 9?
Yes, I'm like a 6.
6. Okay. Cool. So we're going through the budget right now, and basically the bottom line is we put together the budget. We're about short $1,430 from the approved $3,000 budget.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I would justify that there's a lot of things that we aren't like doing, like meeting the value of the client and the needs of the client, and especially on the finance side. And so that, you know, I think there is justification to need to, you know, move forward with cutting people from the budget because it just doesn't fit right now based on the budget that we're working with. And people are, you know, increasing their budgets and such. So right now the discussion is on, like, one, the proposal is that we would agree to move forward with cutting people out of the budget for June and July. And that has passed, but you are certainly welcome to vote, Ana Clara. And so now the discussion is how do we actually go about cutting people? And there's a bunch of different various options. So do you have any thoughts or context on that? I know you weren't here for the last 2 hours, but you're certainly welcome to vote and also to express your.
I will vote like the same as the other people, mainly because they had all the reasons and I don't. So I think that if everyone voted this, this will be fine.
Cool.
Yes.
Awesome. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 current options for how we cut people out of the budget. And the first one that I think is very important is buddy teams. Right? We budgeted based on just individuals, and so I'm thinking about re-going through it and budgeting based on buddy teams, like provisional buddy teams. So that's very important. So I definitely am going to vote for that one. From there, we have cutting people based on the team budgets. So the Andromeda team, the Sonic team, the Global team, and the Atlantic team all have their own budgets, right? So if we make decisions on cutting based on the budgets, basically we would ignore the full team budget. So right now we have the full team budget, and we're just working with the whole full team because this is the global new moon session. Happy new moon, by the way. So that's another option that would change the process of cutting. The other one is cutting based on ranking. We have two rankings right now. We have the HR ranking and the contribution ranking. And on the HR ranking, Anacleta, you actually are on the bottom of actually both. But it's good to note that you are not the only one. So there's for the HR ranking, it's Anacleta, Abdul, Nelly, Lucy. Abdul, Nelly, and Lucy. Cool. And then for the contribution ranking, it's Anacleta, Zilu, James, Julie, and Jorge. Maybe we should add one more. Lucy, Isaac. And then lastly, we could cut based on other factors. So one option would be like, pressure J to cut his pay by a few $100. Force out the local HQ hire. So that would be $500. It could potentially be saved because we still haven't hired that person, but it's just super important to meet the needs. So do you guys have any thoughts or additional?
Oh, I believe that this is like for the sake of the community and well, like give it a trial period, like 1 week or something or less. I don't know.
I don't understand. Say that again. What? What was that, Jorge? A trial period for what?
Yeah, or when is that going to happen?
Sorry, say again. When's what?
When is that going to happen? Like you start like communities start cutting people off.
This would be for the June-July budget. So it would be in mid-June, and the date would be it would be the second Saturday. So it'd be June 10th would be the last day for everybody, and they would get paid. And then June 11th would be the beginning of the new month and the new budget.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's yeah, that's the budget. So but they would give people more than 2 weeks. So it would be like 1, 2, almost 2.5, 3 weeks, right? Which is why we need to do this now, because if we're going to tell people like they're not going to be in the budget for next month, they deserve, to be fair, they deserve a couple weeks notice, That's just the only fair and, professional way to do it.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So, I mean, just like, we have to be honest, for example, with Anacleta, there's obviously a possibility that Anacleta might get cut from the budget. So we need to make sure she understands that, and like we all understand what that would mean, right? There's also options of like how that couldn't happen. So for example, today we could get to the point, okay, these are the people who are very highly probable that they would get cut from the budget, right? Let them know that. Be like, okay, in the next 2 weeks, you should plan on getting cut from the budget. And then we're all going to work as hard as we can for the next 2 weeks to figure out all the budgetary goals to either bring in more money or do whatever we need to do to actually increase the budget, right? And then we can keep them in the budget if we're able to. So does that make sense in terms of like the goal for me today? Like if we go to desired outcomes. So now that we're all in agreement that we know we're going to need to potentially cut people. For me, the desired outcome would be minimally have a list of people we need to tell to realize it is highly probable that they will get cut from budget. And then from there, it's like we have 2+ weeks to do our best to prevent that from happening, right? So in that way, maybe we can prevent it from happening, but at least they're prepared and they know. And then the people who know that they're in the budget for sure know they're in the budget for sure. So I think it's just like it's much more professional and better for everybody to at least move forward to that level, even though we're going to still try to keep them in. Okay.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
So let's go back to the options. So what would you guys vote for? So I would say cutting by buddy team, I think is really good. I think we sort of like, we're going to be looking at that anyways. So I would prioritize that. Cutting based on team budget, I'm okay with this, but I don't think now is the time to do that. That would happen within the teams themselves. So cutting based on ranking, I think this is obviously just going to have to be applicable at some point. And other factors, and I'm not happy about, not hiring the local person, but I'm definitely concerned. I'm definitely open to reducing my own pay in order to keep people. But I can only reduce it so much. I've got bills and I already can't meet all my obligations, and it's just very, very difficult. So, and trust me, we all want me to, be able to support the work, or we would be much worse off. So what about you guys? What do you guys want to vote for? Or do you have other options of how to cut people?
I think that voting on contribution ranking, that's like the main thing for me. Like, I am the first to be cut out, but I have to be reasonable and understand that there is a lot of people that is key in this work. And for me, this is the first option, like cut out based on contribution. That's my vote.
Cool. And that's a really interesting context because, for example, Abdul is last, and Nelly and Abdul are very low on the HR ranking in terms of money, but who cares about money, right? So I agree with Ana Clara that it's like, Abdul and Nelly are putting in the most time and contributing the most work. Like, I literally would say between me, Abdul, and Nelly and the work that we've been doing together over the last month, the three of us could deal with half of all of the work. And that the entire rest of the staff, right, like the other, 7, 8 people are the other half. Like that's.
I think that
yeah.
There's like Nelly, Abdul, and you shouldn't be like touched just a way to say like your budget shouldn't be like changed. Nelly and Abdul should be changed because on them depends all the work. Yeah. If you keep all the people and you don't keep them, it's not going to work anyway. And,
exactly.
And the next month is going to be worse. So,
yeah. So in that,
I don't know. I think that.
Yeah. So in that context, it would make sense. Let's note down here that on the other side of the coin, on the top is Jay, Nelly, and Abdul. So that would be, so we definitely, I think we have a clarity that obviously for the best for the organization itself, it would be good to keep Jay, Nelly, and Abdul in order to meet. Oh, and Nelly, by the way, if you can check in with the text only and see if they have any ideas to add here.
Of course.
That could be helpful. Any thoughts for you, Jorge? On these?
I also agree with Ana Clara. Yeah.
Cool. So let's just see if we did the individuals. Let's see what we would end up with. So let's say that we cut Ana Clara, right, from the budget, hopefully temporarily, because we want to bring her back, of course. And then we also cut my pay by like, let's say a couple $100, like 1,300. And let's say we cut the local guy by like, 100 or 200. Try to make that up somewhere else. So then it's just a matter of cutting like either James or what was it? James, Zilu, Julie. So James, Zilu, Julie would be the next on the list. So a couple things to think about here in terms of if we go into the Sonic team, right? We have down here, like you can see the historical rates, right? And we can add James here. So James got in by recommending $80. Then he went up to 150, right? And now he's asking for 350, right? So you can see, you can see how he's increased, right? And that like if you look at this, the actual April-May budget for like the Sonic team has $560 in their budget. So for the actual April-May budget, they basically would be able to fit them in, right? But then they increase it for May, June, and then they increase it for June and July. So it's like the individuals are putting a lot of pressure on the organization to get more and more money, which is perfectly fine that we allow that, but we need to take that into consideration for like, how much can you handle at some point? And we know Abdul, it went down a little bit. So anyways, that can give some justification, for example, for cutting someone like James or cutting someone like Julie. Julie only went up from 300 to 400, so that's not too bad, right? But she's also like, her contribution level is pretty low at the current moment, right? So let's just think about this as an option. If we did only buy that, it would be James, then Julie. So if we go back to full team budget, it's going to be buddy team. And we cut James. Oh no, what did I do wrong? Oh, I was working over here. Okay, so that's just gonna have to stay. All right, so we're gonna redo all of this. Let's actually copy the whole thing and just paste it over here. So then if we did James, that would leave 230. And then it would be Julie. Oh, Julie's 5. Oh no, that's Lucy. Julie would be the next one. That would be 400. And that would get us over the edge if we cut Julie. And that would leave Lucy and Abdul and Ulysses on the Sonic team. And then only Zilu would be on the global team and James wouldn't be there anymore.
Okay.
If I got paid my full amount of $1,450 and we actually hired the local person, which is super important, we would still need to cut one more person, and the next person would be Jorge, right? Isn't that what it was? Let's see. Yeah, it would be Jorge. Yeah. So, anyways, I think 180 was still easily balanceable, which is why I don't mind cutting mine a little bit. Like maybe I could only cut mine by 50 instead. Right? And that's only $70. I don't know. But this is one option. So the proposal could be where's our, so one option for the proposal could be, not to finalize the budget now, but to vote to tell Ana Clara, James, and Julie that there is a very high probability that they will be cut from the budget. Well, actually, it'd be better to word it like that they are not currently in the budget and would be and would be low probability of being included. That we'll do our best to do, going to do our best to keep them in the budget as possible. So I think that would be the proposal. And then the other people who I think are good to put on notice would be I think that would be pretty much it. I can't imagine having much more trouble than that. So that's the proposal that I have. What do you guys think about the proposal?
I think it's fine.
So what this means is this will allow teams to reconsider their own budgets, right? So for example, the Andromeda team, the Atlantic team, can certainly consider other options, because this full team budget, what this full team budget means is if we make the decision based on the full team budget, it means that the global, each of the local teams, right? And we can see the team budgets here. So this is the team budgets right here for each team of how much money that they have for each team. So the Andromeda team has 1,400. The Atlantic team, whoops, that's the other way around. 3,000. No, this is 2,000, and this is 1,000. Oh, that's right. So that's 700, 1,400, 5,600, 280. So these are the different team budgets for that the teams control. And so we can break out how we would want to deal with those budgets in general. And then this is our monthly budget in total. So let's see, this is obviously a mistake. What is the mistake? Oh, the RICO budget, of course. Yes, so RICO budget. Yeah, so basically collectively we have $3,000 for the budget for the entire contract with the agreement with EXA, and this is the $3,000 that we have to work with. And the RICO budget is the separate contract. This is the contract for the legal architecture. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense for me.
Yeah. So we can either just keep it as one full team budget and have the whole full team budget and make that agreed upon, or and this is totally wrong. That's why it's off. So what is it? Let's just finish this here. So the total budgeted for RICO, it's interesting. So like $2,000. And we can also transfer money between them. 2,000, whoops, that's not right. 1,400, cool. And then this should be to F6. There we go. And then it should come out correct. Green. Cool. So I would say this would be green. Nellie's really high, but Ulysses is certainly green. I would say those are the easy greens. Lucy is obviously really high. Abdul's a green with his 400. But Ulysses is really high, and so it's hard to fit that into the Sonic team budget. And then Nelly is obviously really high as well. And I'm high, but it like fits in the budget. I mean, I've been saving money for a long time. Cool, and it's a separate budget for the RICO budget. Steve, this is a problem. Cool, so I think that's pretty clear. Let's vote. Let's see if we have agreement on this. And let's go ahead and propose this to the other one over here as well. Okay, Nelly, can you ask them to vote on the other, the text only as well?
Right, I will vote yes. Okay, you're adding something else. I will vote yes because since you said so, yes, it's good to let them know beforehand and before they make a decision.
I vote yes.
James votes yes. Cool. So for the July-August budget, everyone can update their proposals, right? For both an individual and buddy team. Oh, and there's also going to, so reconsider their own budgets, so teams and buddy teams. Reconsider their own budgets, not too cool. So that's good. I guess we lost Nelly. The thing that I'll say here is just that the fact that Ana Clara and James are voting yes on a budget that potentially could cut them means that our process is flawless, right? And what that means is we spent a lot of time and care. It took a lot of extra effort this particular month. In future months, it'll get faster and faster and easier and easier. And it's like the goal is that it's a neutral, unbiased way through like the rankings and the budgeting system to be fair and open, and then also be publicly accountable, and to make sure that we're doing a budget that is like, going to move us forward in the direction we want to go. So I think that's really telling that, we have a system that's really cool. It's like very, very fair. And then the best part about it is that both Ana Clara and James can, update their budget proposals for the next month, and then also that we can try to raise more money and collaboratively increase our budgets and then bring them back in for the future. So, because we always want people to be involved, more the better. So I think we're ready to move on here. Any other comments, questions? I guess Nelly's gone. Let's see how the other people voted. No votes. So this would be Abdul and James and Lucy. Nelly. I'm okay here. Did you vote? It is important to vote. Okay, so Abdul votes yes. And Lucy votes yes. Then that just leaves James. Let's see if James is here. It says James is not currently present. So that just leaves James and Nelly. But I think overall the proposal passes. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, James did vote yes. Okay, cool. James voted yes as well. All right, so that's just Nelly that's left. Okay. Cool. So any other last comments, questions about the budget and how we want to move forward? Obviously, we need to, one task is to add in the buddy team budgets. We just spaced on that and forgot. Oops. So what we'll have here is we'll have the team breakdown, oh no, the full team budget based on individual, and then we'll have the full team budget based on buddy team. Which is how we're going to be in the future. We'll be budgeting based on buddy team, and we still might, do work on the budget based on buddy team for this round. Yeah, so we just have to figure that out. Okay, so what's going on here? Did I miss something? Oh, give me just 1 minute. Yeah, Nelly, you can have as long as you need. Cool. All right. So I think we're pretty good. Any other additions, questions, comments?
No, I just think that the fact that Jameson and Anna Claire voted for this is because they also are looking for the sake of the community, and that they actually can improve in these 2 weeks, right? So who knows?
Exactly. Indeed. All right, cool. So the budgeting still needs some work. And another thing is the finances is where we're really lacking, right? And part of that's my fault. Part of it's just, we just don't have people who are on the finances and dealing with it. And so hopefully we can hire more people who are more engaged in the finances. But generally speaking, on the financial level, our FQN finances are not perfect either, right? So if we perfect the money and we get it all clear and organized, we might have actually a little bit more money than we thought we did. Probably not a lot, but it's always possible. So if we do take that time one of these days to get through all of our finances in the next couple weeks, maybe we'll find a little more money. You never know. All right, so I think we're ready to move on. So we're definitely want to wrap up in the next 10 minutes here. Or not?
I would like to vote.
Oh, cool.
This is the sorry. Let me just. I will vote yes.
Okay. Cool. So we actually have full consensus, which is really amazing. Okay. All right. So let's go back to our topics. Anything else you would want to say, Nelly, before we move on to the next topic?
Yes. Let me ask them.
You, Nelly, we already asked them.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
No anymore.
So the next topic is responsibilities. So maybe we can review this real quick, and then we can go ahead and check out. And from there we would let the global team folks go, and then we can focus on the Andromeda team real quick if we want to. And then we're good. So the responsibilities. Should we focus on client responsibilities or internal responsibilities? Or should we do both? So my general context would be for everyone to list their most important responsibilities currently. Does this sound like a good exercise for everyone to quickly list all the responsibilities, and then we can see where things are missing or needing to be improved upon? Hello?
That sounds good for me.
Okay. So Nelly, if you can ask the same question in the text only. This
Sure.
will be our last topic. So we just want to have everybody, list their responsibilities.
Okay. Let me ask them.
So does everyone know what they're doing? We're all listing all of our responsibilities that the ones that are currently most important responsibilities that we're doing. So it's an exercise to basically kind of see where everybody's at in terms of understanding your responsibilities. Like in the past, we've always, listed them for everybody. It'd be like, go over each person and list them for them. So the idea would be this time, let's actually put a little pressure on people to list their own responsibilities. So Nelly, did you add the question to the text only, or should I do it?
No, I give me just 1 second. Just I had a call. Just give me 1 second.
I can do it if you can. It's not a big deal.
No, give me just 1 second.
Okay.
They are working on it.
Awesome. Good job. So how's everybody doing here?
I'm already done.
I'm done.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Well,
done.
if everyone's done then, I think we're looking pretty good. So it looks like everybody's pretty clear on their responsibilities, which is awesome. The only one we're missing is Lucy. So I guess that means Lucy is gone. Is Lucy gone? She has no responsibilities. All right, and then we're gonna check out. I was thinking maybe we should all just check out on the. Well, I guess we can just check out normally. So. Exactly where it needs to go. So, are there any questions on people's responsibilities?
Not me.
Ana Clara, do you want to go through some of yours?
I
I think
don't think it's relevant right now either way, but
that one of your responsibilities should be scheduling a buddy team. You know, with like, you know, Jay, Nelly, and Ana Clara. You know.
okay.
I think this would be really helpful to get the three of us together and like, you know, go over what we want to do over the next few weeks. So that would be really helpful, I think.
Okay, great.
Yeah, and then we could, you know, go over other details at that point. James looks good, and Abdul's definitely good. So I think we're ready to check out.
Okay.
Well, I guess I can start. I have a crazy busy week this week, and I have to go to like events now. I have to travel to Santa Cruz and back like 2 or 3 days in a row, and then there's like some baseball game on Monday. It's just ridiculously nonstop. So it's a little overwhelming. But I'm looking forward to eating some lunch, maybe taking a little like 15-minute break before I go on to my next endeavor. But I'm also down to do a little more with the Andromeda team if you guys want to. And otherwise, you guys can just like break out and do like buddy teams or whatever. But I'm really excited that we got the new moon session. Like the new moon session is really cool. This is going to be the beginning of the month. So right now we're still kind of in the Gregorian months, but eventually we're going to switch to the lunar cycle. And the new moon is always the first day of the month in the beginning of the whole lunar Selene month. So I'm really glad that we got to do this, and I think it was really good to connect more with the global team and working together. And yeah, the only other thing I'll mention here is that I'm working on within the budget. What's the budget? For the team breakdown, I'm showing how the if we do with this with this budget that we just approved or we just moved forward with, that what it would look like as far as all the transfers from the different teams and where the money would be going between the teams. So I'm working on that, which is kind of cool. So we can see how that would affect after the teams review their budget. All right, check.
I can go next. So I think that today we made the right decision. If it wasn't me, I will think that this was the right decision. So for me, that's cool. I'm a little tired right now, so I'm hoping to get like something to eat and then rest. And I don't know. That's it. Check.
Jorge?
Oh,
Nelly?
I'll go next. I think these were hard decisions, but necessary. We have to go with the budget. I still hope we can still be part of the team. I don't know, but it's hard. But I think we are. This is part of getting organized, which is very important for us, for the team, which is like the main idea of this organization, to be very organized. And we are getting there. So after this, I think I'm going to have dinner with my parents. I'm happy because my dad is here. Check.
Jorge?
Okay, today's meeting was necessary, and it's good that we have some clarity about where we are going and how we are doing it. And yeah, after this, I guess I'm just gonna qualify some evaluations and have some dinner, and that's it. Check.
So Lucy says the Newman session today is nice. Thanks guys for all the contribution towards the budget. Cool. The James, James, are you still here? Can you check out?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh great, yeah, check out, please.
Okay, today's session actually was one of the hardest that I've ever attended. Yeah, because some decisions that were made today, they were really tough, but they were really necessary. For me, I think this session was very important so that it can streamline the team towards the future goals, and it was necessary. For me, it was very necessary. So that's all for me. Check.
Great, so I think that's everybody. Abdul had to go already. Checked out. So the only other thing I wanted to mention is that boy, I'm spacing out. So we know that like Lucy and Nelly. Oh yeah, I remember. So Lucy and Nelly, these ones are still pretty high, and we need to look into that. And the budget team breakdowns, we're seeing that there's going to be a lot of switching around of the money between the teams, right? In order to meet the full team budget. So we'll show exactly how the money is breaking down. And then the other thing that's important to note is that we still have no evaluations. Like this was one of the top priorities that has been ongoing for like 2 or 3 weeks. And I keep bringing it up, multiple times a week that we need to update the evaluations. So we made all of our decision making based on like the budgetary ranking and the work time contributions, but not on the evaluations. So someone could do a lot of work, but do really bad work, and we might have evaluated them poorly, but we'd have no idea what the actual ranking was in terms of people's quality of work and actually the whether we want to keep them in or not. So I think the fact that we don't have this ranking is really a problem in making sound decisions. I think it's very it's great that we had this, because if we only made decision making based on the money, that would kind of suck. So I'm really glad that, and this was mainly Abdul, so thank you Abdul for putting together the ranking, because I think that helped us a lot. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much it for now. So I think we're done. Any other last things anyone else wants to say? Cool. So I think, yeah, I think our new moon session is over. The next new moon session would be in July, and the one after that in August will be a total solar eclipse, which will be very interesting. But yeah, I love the new moon sessions. They are very, very exciting. So, and that's another task that we have to do. Zilu knows how to do some of the stuff, but other people need to learn how to do it too. Is basically, updating the new moon and full moon sessions. There's one other thing I could do to try to see if we can announce it, because the ideal here would be we would just tell everybody when the next session is for the full moon, and this would be the next global session. Let's try the calendar first of all. So we go to unitynet.info. And we hit up the calendar. Let's just do UTC. And we go forward 2 weeks. So the next full moon's Friday, June 9th at 1 p.m. UTC. And just see if we have the new moon in there. And we don't have the new moon. It's on Friday, 6/23, but it's just not in there. But more importantly, on June 12th is the Venus session. So the Venus session is the big, like, this is going to be a public session. We want to do public outreach. We want to let everybody in the entire network know about the Venus session. It's the next, like, big, you know, session that's happening. And I think everybody who's here today, including you, Ana Clara, you know, we'll pay everybody to be at the Venus session if you can make it, even though it's the day after. You know, it's like 1 day after into the next month, but it's important enough. And if you're going to help contribute and you're working towards the Venus session, you help with outreach of it, you know, you're totally welcome to come and get paid for it.
Okay.
And all that kind of stuff. So I think this would, I would say that the Venus session would be everybody who's currently here, their last day, including you, James. And who knows, maybe we do outreach for the Venus session, like, you know, publicly. Maybe we can use part of that outreach to do fundraising and get investments and stuff, and we can bring in more money, which would be great. So I think that would be, the Venus session is going to be really cool. All right, so I think we're good. Have a wonderful day, everybody. And I think we're not going to continue the Andromeda session, right? We're just going to check out, and people can do buddy teams or work on their own if they want to.
Yeah.
I guess so, yeah.
Okay, cool. And it's only like 20 minutes left of it anyway, so.
So Jay,
Yeah. No.
I would like to change for the budget.
Yeah.
I would like to go lower to 500.
Well, we kind of passed that point. Like part of the goal is to, like, the whole idea of the budget and making major decisions on who's getting cut and who's not getting cut is like everybody needs to just like finalize their proposals. So that was sort of like the cutoff for finalizing the proposals. So now your proposal would be changed for the next month. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yeah. So like we basically at this point we're cutting off the proposals. We made some decisions. We'll be continuing to make more decisions in the teams, and then from there, you can still change all your proposals. It just wouldn't become active until the next budget round, which would be July, August budget. Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. Yeah. Julio. Awesome. All right. I think we're good then. Any other questions or? Awesome.
No, not for me.
Yeah, and anyone who wants to update their proposal for the budget would just do so on their personnel profile. Like that is the most important place where your proposal exists, and then everything else always checks back to your personnel profile. Cool. All right. Bye, everybody. You have a wonderful night and day from all over the world, and really good. Yeah, Lucy says bye as well.
Okay,
You
guys.
too.
Yeah.
Bye. Talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah. Bye.